Yes, I did. That was, that lewdness was that I went out to stoke the fire in the middle of the night and she walked out and caught me in my own house.
So was that doing something wrong or not?
Well, I guess even in the middle of the night, I should have put a house coat on, covered up. I will admit that. But I wasn't thinking because her bedroom was way over there and I wasn't expecting.
Right. I think we're all gonna buy that he received 3 100-year sentences because he was just stoking the fire. Now, what he's locked up for is, of course, doing the worst to his own children. But he says it's all just a big misunderstanding. Actually, it's all a plot to get him kicked out of the house so his daughter's boyfriend can move in. Now we're going to watch one of those ridiculous Utah parole hearings, and I'm going to share the results with you, which are shocking at the end.
Good morning. We're on the record now. This is the time set for a rehearing for Donald J. Pullman. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you know your offender number?
152492.
All right. My name is Blake Hills. I'm a member of the Board of Pardons and Parole, and I've been assigned to conduct the hearing. Would you raise your right hand? Do you promise that the testimony you will give will be truthful and accurate?
Yes,
Thank you. Mr. Pullman, did you receive 7 days written notice of the hearing?
yes,
Did you receive a blue disclosure packet?
yes,
Was the sex offense treatment program evaluation included in your packet?
I did an evaluation afterwards.
Okay, well, let me ask it this way. I only received the evaluation this morning. It has yesterday's date on it. Did you receive a copy of that?
Yes, I just received that this morning.
Did you look at it?
Yes,
Here's the question. Having reviewed it, are you prepared to go forward, or do you feel like you need more time to review this or anything else?
go forward.
And you're sure?
Yes,
Okay. How do you feel about the content of the evaluation?
she made a fair evaluation of what we talked about.
It was fair? Did you feel that the process was fair?
Yes,
Uh, The evaluator spoke to you?
yes,
Did you feel like you were able to express what you wanted to express?
yes,
Okay. The recommendation is that you complete sex offense treatment in prison before release.
I have a question about that one. And then there's dates on here that they're all wrong dates about things that's happened.
Okay, let's take it one at a time. When you say the dates on here are wrong, what are you referring to?
Dates of things that just supposed to have happened out there.
Be more specific.
Okay.
What type of things?
It's got that back in 2009 to 10, that's all the wrong dates that things are supposed to have happened.
Tell me what you're looking at rather than just throwing dates
Okay.
out there.
It says that I was supposed to do the stuff that I'm charged with on 2009 to 2010. I wasn't even around them at that time.
Okay, so stay with me here. You are talking about the dates of the offenses, is that right?
That's when the offense was supposed to happen.
So the offense dates are wrong.
That's definitely wrong.
What are the correct dates?
It was supposed to happen in the 08.
Two thousand eight to what?
May '08, October vote. No. Thanksgiving's in November vote, just before Thanksgiving.
Okay, what other dates are wrong, or is that it?
Well, it's also got another one in 2009 about a lewdness charge. That's wrong too.
Okay, anything else?
That lewdness charge, so-called lewdness charge was back in '08 too, in January at the time.
Okay. Any other incorrect dates?
That, I leave on the dates, right?
All right, anything else you want to point out about the blue papers?
And I did, did have it onto the pill, and they found a lot of stuff that they were hiding. And it got appealed to,
Who was hiding?
that the victim's hiding.
So an appeal showed that victims were hiding things.
Yes, and there was, and that deal that they were hiding, and it showed that she couldn't keep her statement to what they would ask her and this and that. How she was trying to manipulate. But she told friends about the things that, how she was just trying to get me in trouble.
All right. Let me follow up with that. You wrote a statement that you submitted to the board, right? Remember this?
I don't remember writing one, but my daughter did, but first go around.
Well, we
My
got a statement from you for this hearing.
Oh, yeah,
that you filled out.
package, yeah.
Yeah. So
I have a hard time.
there's a question in there that says, tell us what happened. And you left it blank.
Yes,
How come?
because I didn't know how to answer that. That's why I left it blank.
Okay. And also there's a question that says, how did this impact the victims? And you left that blank.
Mhm.
Same question. How come you left that blank?
Well, I left it blank because I didn't know how to answer it, because it basically got me out of the, want to get me out of the picture so she could get her boyfriend in and move in with her and her mom, because that's what because her and her sister was manipulating to get things in, because her sister got her girlfriend to live in with her. And then she controlled her mom to get me out so she could get her boyfriend to live in with her at that time too. And then she turned up being pregnant while I was incarcerated. And she was only 14 at that time.
So both victims lied about this whole thing to get you out of the house?
Yes, because they knew they could do anything to get, if they could control their mom.
So if they're lying,
Really one victim involved in this.
so I guess if they lied, that means you didn't do anything wrong.
No, I didn't, but I did do the lewdness. Yes, I did. That was, that lewdness was that I went out to stoke the fire in the middle of the night, and she walked out and caught me in my own house.
So was that doing something wrong or not?
Well, I guess even in the middle of the night, I should have put a house coat on, covered up. I will admit that. But I wasn't thinking, because her bedroom was way over there, and I wasn't expecting.
So only did the lewdness, but no touching.
No touching. I never touched her. The only time I actually give her a hug is when I seen her once after we were separated. And that was just a hug around the waist, and that was it.
All right, I made some notes there. Now we're back to the evaluation. Are you with me here?
I'm with you.
The evaluation says that it recommends you complete sex offense treatment in prison before release. And you've read that, you said? Yes, no, did you read that?
I read it.
Okay. And you're scowling at me in an unhappy way.
Now, I don't believe their program here.
You
I would
don't,
do it on the outs, but I don't believe their program here. I've seen too many people do it and come right back.
you don't believe the program, meaning you don't believe it works?
I've seen it not work. Well, guys go and they do it, they come back and they're doing their same crappy stuff in there. I mean,
So in other words, you will refuse to do it in prison. Is that what you're saying?
no, I can't see it working in here. I don't, and if I had actually done the fence, I would be more doing it, but I did not do the thing.
So would do program
I would do it on the outs.
if you had done the offense, is what you
On
said?
the fence, but I'd still prefer to do it on the outs.
But you still wouldn't do it in prison? Appreciate you clarifying that. It's helpful to know what your position is. So tell me if this is accurate. Your position is that you will not do the treatment program in prison no matter what. Is that what you're saying? So you would rather remain here until the end as opposed to doing treatment, is what it sounds like.
Puts me here till I die, I guess. For something I didn't do.
I appreciate you being straight up with that. It's helpful to have honest statements. Is there anything else the board needs to know in making the decision on what happens next?
No, I can't think of any.
Because I want to make sure you have the opportunity, if there's something we didn't cover, that you have the opportunity to bring it up. But it sounds like you feel we've covered everything. Is that right?
I think we have.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I don't even, anyone if I did was going with women, they always had to be over 55. And I always tried to protect my kids any way I could. But this time, I even told her that she couldn't see this guy and he was older than her. And that's part of the problem why they got me out of the house.
Out of revenge or just to move you out of the way?
Everything, because he was a lot older than her.
How old?
Well, she was 13 when she started seeing him, and I just know that he was older than her.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 55 when this all went. Well, when they arrested me in 2010, I was 55.
Okay. Anything else you want the board to know?
I just know the main abuser that was abusing my kids was my grandma, their grandma,
Your grandma?
their grandma.
Their grandma? Okay.
I even had the cops called on her and family services, but didn't seem to do any good.
All right. As you know, you don't receive a decision today.
I know.
At least 3 board members must agree on what happens next, and that decision can take some time.
I know. You can take up to a month or whatever.
Any questions about that?
No, and I am in this TC program.
Okay, very good. All right, Mr. Pullman, we will conclude the hearing at this time.
Okay.
So what do you think Utah did? Do you think that Utah granted this monster that's in denial, or do you think that they said no? Well, I have a surprise for you. Like I said, I think it's even shocking, but they did not only say no parole, but they said you're gonna get your wish. You are going to die in prison. His full term date is February 8th, 2111. It's funny because, hey, isn't that saying be careful what you wish for? I don't know what cards he thought he was holding, but he's talking smack to the parole board, and the parole board interviewer said, "Okay, you're gonna refuse to take programs. Well, then you're gonna die in prison." And as you can see here, his three sentences. He has a 3 to 100 for this. Can you imagine? Well, they call it attempted. Okay, 15 to 100 for SA and 15 to 100. And then they basically say that the board removes the following requirement, sex offender SOT prior to the next hearing or review. So they removed it because they said, you don't want to take it? Okay, goodbye. And you know what? We have seen enough of these parole hearings. We've seen, it's actually quite crazy. So Utah, they don't have enough sex offender teachers, which means they are actually telling people who have these horrible crimes, they're rating them at such a low risk that they don't qualify to get programs on the inside, and they are sending them out to take their programs. We've seen that time and time again. People who commit just the same kind of crimes that this monster has, or even worse. But he shot himself in both feet and the face, and frankly, that's the otherwise he'd be on his way out. They would have sent him on his way out, and I was still surprised that they didn't, because Utah is just so insane normally with how they handle these type of parole hearings. But your risk or ongoing behavior warrants additional incarceration and or program completion. This is just basically copy paste stuff here. But that's it. I don't think we'll ever see him again. Normally in the reports, they would put a rehearing date. We don't see it. Now, Utah reserves the right to give him another hearing date, but I don't think it's going to happen. This is like one of the rare times, oh my gosh, I just realized this now. His birthday just passed. He just turned 70 years old. So he can have a couple more good decades in prison, can he? And there you have it. Thank you, Holly, for pointing out this case and pulling up the research. And with that, I'll let you go.
So you would rather remain here until the end as opposed to doing treatment, is what it sounds like.
Puts me here till I die, I guess. For something I didn't do.
I appreciate you being straight up with that. It's helpful to have honest statements.